Welcome to the Qualified Gamer Guys podcast, number 11, lucky number 11. I'm your host, Steve. With me always is Neil. Warning, Neil's sick, so he sounds terrible. How you doing, Neil?
I sound better than ever. I don't know what you're talking about.
You do. There's a certain rustic quality to your voice that makes you even more attractive than usual.
It's like kind of a talent. I don't know. It takes a lot of being sick to get it, but some people can do it eventually.
Neil has been having a rough go of it. He's got a dislocated shoulder. Well, not anymore. It's now located. They've located.
My
they've
shoulder has
located
been
his
located.
shoulder.
Don't worry. At the search.
Yeah, now he's got a cold. But this is not the Qualified Neil podcast. This is the Qualified Gamer Guide podcast. So let's talk about games. And before we get started, I guess we're already started. But before we get started, we just like to say hello to our friends over at Core Gamer. Core Gamer is this great service that will email you the latest in gaming news every day. And pretty much to do this, you just got to go over to coregamer.com. That's core with a K. Coregamer.com, and just enter your email and sign up. They're going to be launching an app soon, so you could download it on your phone and just get, the best gaming news. So, Core Gamer, the biggest news in gaming daily. How'd you like that plug, Neil? Good plug.
I love it, Steve.
All right, let's go to this week in video game release history. Mario Kart Wii, April 10th. What's he okay?
No build up, no nothing.
Mario Kart Wii, April 10th, 2008.
2008. Oh man.
I know, dude. 7 years.
What are they on now? Mario Kart 8?
Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart Wii was Mario Kart 6.
4?
6.
4.
4.
4.
4.
There's the NES one.
Yes.
64.
Yes.
GameCube.
Yes.
Wii U. Wii.
No.
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 Is there is there a 3DS in there somewhere?
All right. Yes. There's Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. I think that's Super Mario Kart. Then there's Mario Kart 64 is 2. Then there's Double Dash, which is 3, and then there's Game Boy Advanced, which is 4. What's the 5th one? That's what I don't know.
But this is the 6th one. You sure about that?
It's the 6th one. It has to be. So then 7 came out on the. Oh, Mario Kart DS is the 5th one.
Oh, okay.
And then Mario Kart Wii is the 6th one. The Mario Kart 7 was on the 3DS. Mario Kart 8 just released on the Wii U. That's a whole lot of Mario Kart.
I was gonna say it's not like clever titles. It's literally just Mario Kart over and over again.
Well, no, there's Double Dash in there.
Oh, that's right, Double Dash. That was my least favorite one ever.
No, I love Double Dash.
It was too unbalanced. You could have, if people took the good characters right away, they had the better carts and the better special abilities.
Well, it was just, I think it was fun to just do the you could work together or whatever, on the same cart.
I did like that.
You could be all right, I'll race this lap and you are in charge of items, then we'll.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Which is the worst of all the names. They were just what system is it on? Wii? Alright guys, Mario Kart Wii. That's what we're going with. So basically, let's see. I don't know what we're going to talk about here. They add a lot of, I mean, it's so unremarkable. It's my least favorite Mario Kart.
It basically had the one gimmick of you get to turn the controller to steer.
Yep.
People eventually hated it and just used the controller anyways.
They used the normal one. It introduced bikes. I guess that's...
Yes. I mean, it was a Mario Kart that helped sell Wiis more. Yep. Which, at the time, I think Wiis was still really popular, so it wasn't an issue of any sort. I mean, it's fun. It is. Mm-hmm. It's easy. It's easier to access for people who don't play video games. I know my friend had a Wii, and her parents would play it, who they sometimes play video games, but her parents and their friends, older generation who don't play video games, could pick up a controller and just hold one button and turn a wheel. So it made it easier for people to play it like that. But if you were actually trying to compete, you were going to use a controller with a joystick.
That's true. That's a good point. You make a good point.
I know.
So it was fun. I mean,
It's a game.
I got my Wii and I got it, and it's just Mario Kart's just really easy. Like it's just a game that everyone can
Yeah. I mean that's what
play.
it's for. It's that game that everyone can play.
Yeah. So I don't really have much to say about this. Do you have anything to say, Neil? Let me just ask in general. Who's your character? It's Yoshi, correct?
I usually go Yoshi.
Yeah, I think in this one I used mostly the Mii because you could use your Mii, but if not, I was a Peach guy.
Yeah, I know you like your Peach.
I like peaches. I'm allergic to
I was
peaches.
gonna say they kill you.
I'm also allergic to carrots.
Have you-
Moving on.
Have you ever tasted a peach?
Is that a euphemism?
No. I don't want to go there.
No, I've never tasted the peach, Neil. I've had like a peach lollipop.
That's the same thing, I suppose.
It's the same, right?
We can move on.
All right, Mario Kart Wii, great game. Came out April 10th, 7 years ago. Let's move on to new releases. Or let's just put this in quotations. New releases. So Bastion is coming to the PS4 this week.
Was that a Xbox only game before this?
I think it came out on the PC. It probably was out on the Xbox at some
But
point.
not PlayStation, basically.
No PlayStation.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
And this is like the one that's like from the maker of Transistor, right?
Yeah,
And,
Super Giant Games.
Yeah,
I
Super
think.
Giant Games, and they have like basically you play, and like the big like cool thing about it that everyone loves is like it has this organic like narrator in it that like narrates everything you do. So like if you go over and like open a chest, he's like the character walks to the chest and looks at its like
Yeah.
at its container or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a game that I haven't played that I've always wanted to play, and so I don't think I'm gonna pick it up right away, but I probably will play it eventually because I love Transistor, and this is supposed to be like their big game, so I'll probably get it at some point.
Yeah, that'd be fun to play. I'm sure eventually you're right, and this has PS Plus free game written all over it. So
Eventually, yeah, definitely.
absolutely,
Because it's already an old game, they're just gonna put it out so you buy it one more time,
yep,
and then
exactly.
they'll give it to you for free down the line.
I could see like August or sometime over the summer. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that'll be available for your PS4. Touch of Guns. Tower of Guns is coming out for the PS4, PS3, and Xbox One. This is one of your PlayStation Plus games of the month. So it's a first-person shooter. Yes, it's a game. It's co-op. It's randomly generated rooms, essentially. So basically, like you start in co-op, and like you have all these weird guns, and you go through these random setup rooms, and as long as you clear the room without dying, you move on to the next room in the tower, and you see how many levels you can
Okay.
accomplish. So it's free. I mean, people always complain that the PlayStation Plus free games of the month are always like 2D side scrollers. So it's not a 2D side scroller, so people should not complain. Play it. I mean, like, it's been on the PC for a while, and some people seem to really enjoy it, so it'll be interesting to check it out. I'm sure, I mean, we'll probably download it and give it at least one go. We like first-person shooters.
Yeah, we tend to give games about 20 minutes. And
Well,
if it doesn't impress within that, we're just like, yeah.
We played, what's that game called that I was having the time of my life? Secret Ponchos. One time for 25 minutes, and I went from hating it to literally having the best overall experience ever. So
Within 30 seconds, you're like, this is the worst game ever. And then 2 minutes later, I'm having the time of my life.
because I was good at it, and you know how my life works, where if I'm good at the game, I enjoy it, like Killzone.
Yeah, for unexplainable reasons, you're good at some random games, and they become your favorite ones.
Yeah, which is amazing that I'm still playing Bloodborne. Yeah, so that's out. And I guess, if you have a PS4, download it, because why not? It's free. On the Wii U, we have Yoshi Touch and Go. This is one of the DS games that's being released on the Wii U now, and we'll be talking about that announcement. I guess actually, spoiler alert, that got announced in the Nintendo Direct last week, and they dropped WarioWare Touched last week too, a DS game, and also Super Mario 64, which is great that you can buy. So that's kind of cool that you could play some handheld games and some N64 games in 1080p. So
cool. Was Yoshi Touch and Go a popular DS game? Like I actually played it. I actually know what this game is, but is that why they're bringing it back? Like it seems strange to me. This is like an old game, not even 3DS, just DS.
I didn't play it. I actually never had a DS.
Wow.
Yeah. It seems to have scored pretty nicely. It's got a 75 on Metacritic, so I think my reason why I think it's probably the first game to come out is it works well with the gamepad, because like you need the stylus on the gamepad and everything to play, so it's kind of cool in that regard. So I'd imagine that was like, because like the first one they released was WarioWare Touch, which is very gamepad centric, and then they come out with this, which is
WarioWare is that like party mini game kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not like a party. It's like
just a bunch of mini games that you just like shake this controller really fast.
Yeah, it's like here, like 5 seconds. This is the game. Yeah. Like touch this, and this, otherwise you'll explode. Yeah. So so I think they're trying to release ones that are gonna highlight the fact that the gamepad works well as if it's acting as the second screen on the DS, which is pretty cool. I think. It's like that's basically like the premise behind the Wii U to start. It's just a really big DS,
Yeah, essentially that you can play on your TV. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom one's a touchscreen.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, so that's coming out. Check it out. I think the DS games are $7.99, and the N64 games that are coming out for the Wii U are $10. So, not a bad price.
Not bad at all.
And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3D comes out Friday, so that's the 10th. April 10th, they'll be coming out for the new 3DS. This is a new 3DS exclusive, using the extra processing power that's on there to deliver a Wii game port, which is pretty exciting just because this game's almost impossible to play if you want to play it, because like it came over to America and they only shipped a certain amount of copies, and they made it a GameStop exclusive. And I think like a used copy at GameStop, if you could somehow find one, is $80. Like,
wow,
it's insane. And then like if you look online or whatever, eBay and stuff, they range anywhere from $80 to $100. And if it's sealed, it can go upwards of $250.
All right. See, I didn't know that because when I played this game when I subscribed to GameFly, and I played it on the Wii, and so the original one, and it's just like I got it on GameFly. You're like almost competing with other people to get games, right?
Yeah.
And I got this
the
like
Hunger Games.
Yeah, right? It's exactly like that.
I thought so.
But I got it like as soon as I wanted it. There was no like competing or anything. No one really wanted it. I got it. I played it. And I never liked it. It's not like I put like a couple hours into it. I got like maybe 10 or 15 hours into it.
Really? You played a lot.
I played a lot because I kept being told it's going to get good, it's going to get good, it's going to get good.
It's really highly regarded as like one of the best.
It's just, and it is, and I can see why it is, but it's just not my type of game. And it was one of the things that the person who suggested it to me didn't like realize that. And what I mean by that is it's a huge game. Huge open worlds where you will have like a little cutscene, and then they'll start you on a map, and you could be on that map for like 2 hours with no dialogue, no nothing, just fighting for 2 hours straight. And then you'll get to a section, and there'll be like a 30-second cutscene, and then you'll fight through another whole area for like another 3 hours. And that's not really my kind of game. I'm kind of more like I want a lot of story in between it, and I couldn't. It might have been also because when I get games from GameFly, I would always rush through them as fast as possible because I felt like I was wasting money. And so I needed to take my time with it, and I wasn't, because it did cool things where like one sword would do a lot of damage to one kind of creature, but 0 damage to another one. So you needed to make sure like
Well, isn't that his sword can take on different powers or whatever?
yeah,
So like, you have
it's
to,
basically the Xenoblade is can do
yeah.
so you have to like pay attention to that, but the game doesn't really tell you that. It kind of does, but not. It hints at stuff, but you really have to think about it for yourself.
Hmm.
And it like I stopped at the point when I had to open a gate to enter into a dungeon. So this was before the dungeon, and to open the gate, I had to go and fight 3 different bosses in 3 different areas.
Oh, jeez.
And so I had to run all over just to get like the key for this gate to open a dungeon, and it was taking forever. So I was like, I'm just done because it was there, and it's like it's slow battles, it's fun battles. I don't want to say that, but like you have to lure enemies away. So it's kind of like that thing where you have a big group. It might take you 15 minutes to get through it because you can't fight them all at once. But that's just me. I know a lot of people love it. I know that if I took my time with it, I probably would really like it. But it's just not. Oh, the other thing is when I stopped and I told my friend, and she literally goes, "The part that you stopped at is when the entire story like picks up." She was like, "There's a huge like not like a twist, but a huge thing happens, and it changes like the storyline."
And then it gets
so like
really good.
yeah, basically that's what she said. And she goes, "So you stopped at the exact worst part," and I was just like, "Well, I couldn't stand it anymore." So that's my synopsis of it from what I played and what I remember. But I know people love it, and
Yeah.
people love it for a reason. So
I'm not going to play it when it first releases because I have a lot of other stuff going on with Bloodborne and other things.
Yeah.
But I am probably going to pick it up eventually. I do have a new 3DS, so might as well utilize the fact that I can play it.
I bet you really like it. It seems like your kind of game.
It looks really interesting, and actually, in the new Super Smash, Shulk is my main. So
Oh, okay.
that that has gotten me interested in the game itself. Just playing as Shulk and like using the Banano blade. So it's it looks cool. I'm sure eventually I'll pick it up and be able to talk about it at length. And also, especially because I actually really want to play it because one of my most anticipated Wii U games is Xenoblade X, which looks incredible every time they show it. So I'm hoping this will be my entry drug. Anyway, that's what's coming out. Some old games making appearances on new places. Familiar faces, brand new places. Anyway, let's go on to the news brought to you by Core Gamer. The Nintendo Direct happened, Neil.
Sure
you want
did.
me to break this down? Because I watched it and I liked stuff.
You tried hard to get me to watch it this time too. You're like, "Oh, you have a 3DS now. You have."
They're fun to watch. It's just like it's like a mini E3 conference.
Yeah.
So anyway, and like I love the fact that they like announce them like less than 24 hours in advance. So like you're like there's not even like waiting like like, next week's the Direct. Like I really can't wait to hear about it. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow like we're which is cool. So this happened on Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday or was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Basically, they came out and they led off with the fact that Mewtwo was being added to Super Smash Bros., which we all knew, but we didn't know when. So we know when now. It's the 23rd for everyone. And it's going to be either $2.99 to get them on the Wii U, $2.99 to get them on the 3DS, or $4.99 to get them on both. So you save like $1 if you have both and you want to buy.
Pay for it?
Or if you have a 3DS and a Wii U and you bought the game for both of them and you register them, you get them for free.
Okay.
So that's the case for a lot of people. So
okay.
You'll be getting him for free, and you not only get him for free, you get him for free on April 15th, you get him early. So, that's only next week. So that'll be fun. And I know that he's a huge character. Everyone's wanted back ever since they took him out after Melee. So it'll be interesting, and it'll be fun to have an excuse to pop back in there. Also, they announced that Lucas is coming back in June. So he was in Mario Kart. He was in Super Smash Brothers for the Wii. So Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I just forgot what that was called, and he's coming in June. He was my main in Brawl.
He was one of the cheapest characters,
He
so
was
I'm
so
not surprised
good.
by that.
Like his little twig that he would swing.
Like
Oh,
unfairly good, like the ice climbers or
PK
something.
Harpoon. He was so much fun to use, and like his little green thing. I think it was PK Flash that he would like put above him, and then it would explode. So I'm
Yeah,
interested to see. They're probably gonna have to tone him down and change his moves a little bit, but hopefully he'll still be OP. Um,
hopefully.
and then which was really interesting is they're like, hey, like we're down for adding new characters. Like we want to get into the DLC thing because Nintendo has never done that before with a lot of their games. So they said suggest a new character in this form, and if we really like it, we'll make him and put him in Smash Bros. By the end of the year. So you can just go online. You could just Google it. Just be like Super Smash Bros. Suggestion box, I think it's called, and you fill out a form, and you say who you want, why you want them, and just enter like where you're from or whatever, so they can credit you as if you come up with a really cool idea. So I'm gonna ask you, Neil. I know you don't play Smash Brothers, but what character do you think would be cool to put into Smash Bros?
Huh. I know they're getting a little crazier because now they got like Pac-Man and stuff in it, so it's not even strictly Nintendo.
I think they want this to be a first party character. They said that. So
a first party character. Okay.
Yeah, they suggested first party, but they didn't say that you can't suggest a third party because they do have some good relationships with some companies that they probably wouldn't have to pay for them.
Yeah.
So.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be. I think it would be really cool to have some character from Zelda that's not like. Like some like Goron or something that's kind of like big like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But
that'd be interesting. I think that Zelda I think would be tough because you already have Zelda,
yeah,
Link, Toon Link, and Ganondorf. So
they're just the best though.
I know they're fun, but I think that's a tough sell because that
What about the grandpa from Donkey Kong 64?
Ooh, Cranky Kong.
Yeah, Cranky Kong.
Cranky Kong.
Or what is it, like Lanky Kong and any of those Kongs? Just throw another one in there.
Yeah, that would be fun. That's a good idea.
What about you? What do you think? I'm sure you really thought about this, and I'm sure you submitted your own form.
I can definitely see the Splatoon main character getting added.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just as like, hey, this game's new and we want to like promote it more. So I could definitely see that being added. Captain Toad came to mind.
Ooh. Okay.
I could see that. Bayonetta came to mind because Nintendo published the newest Bayonetta, so they probably could get that from Platinum pretty easily.
A really good one.
But like they'd have to kind of tone down her sexuality. So.
Yeah, I don't think she'd strip naked.
Yeah, so I think Bayonetta would be awesome in it. But I just love Bayonetta too. That was my game of the year last year. I thought of some other ones. I think there's always a possibility that they add Waluigi because he's just not in the game.
Yeah.
And every other character is like just Luigi, Mario, even Wario. So Waluigi could make an appearance. I was thinking of some other ones.
Shy Guy.
I've seen the Shy Guy would be cool.
Would it though?
Some people were saying Birdo. Well, Shy Guy would be cool because like Shy Guy has done a lot of different stuff. Like you could have his up B be like the propeller that some Shy Guys wear.
That's a good.
And then like there's the Shy Guy that are on stilts, so you could like have like one of his attacks use stilts and all that stuff. And so that'd be kind of cool. Some Birdo was suggested by a lot of people, which is like kind of disappointing that so many people are into that because it would pretty much just be a Yoshi clone, except she could shoot eggs. Actually, do you know this about Birdo? Birdo is a cross-dressing guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Birdo is a male, and he's a cross-dresser.
Did Nintendo come out and say this?
Yes, they came out and said it.
Seriously?
Yeah, like it's been official now.
That's really funny.
What else? I was thinking of some other ones. Some people are suggesting Isaac from Golden Sun. I've never played Golden Sun.
Ooh, Golden Sun. That's a good one.
Yeah. I've always wanted to. It's actually you could actually download Golden Sun onto your Wii U and play. So I want to do that. I played that game. I never beat it because it was always my friend, so I was always borrowing it, and it's a long game. But I really enjoyed it. It's a tough game, but it's really fun. So yeah, cool. They're saying Isaac would be a cool addition. So we'll see. I think you got to think about what makes sense for them and how they historically have used Smash as ways to promote other games. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think there's a good chance that Captain Toad could make an appearance, or like I was saying, Splatoon. So it'll be cool to see like the first one they came out and said like, hey, you guys suggested this and now we're doing it. I think that they might make that announcement around E3. So be like, hey, like this is coming out in the fall now, and thanks to all your suggestions. So we'll see. Also, some people are saying K. Cruel. I don't know if you know that guy from. He's in the Donkey Kong games. I think you probably know.
Is he the guy with the sunglasses?
No,
Okay, then no.
That's Funky Kong.
Excuse me.
He's the bad guy who's the alligator or the crocodile rather, who wears the crown.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So some people are suggesting him, which would be cool. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. That's a cool thing for them to put out there. I think for the fans to suggest people.
Definitely.
All right, so it's some quick notes here. So they showed a new trailer for the new Fire Emblem, which they confirmed to be coming out in 2016. Unfortunately, I was hoping for this fall. They'll be out this fall in Japan, but not here. So I guess they have to localize it because that game has a lot of text.
Yeah.
So basically, not in the American Direct, but in the Japanese Direct, they gave a lot more information about it because I guess it's coming out this year. So there's actually two new Fire Emblem games coming out, Black and White. And Black, you play on the side of the bad guys, or how the story shows in the beginning of the bad guys, like the mongrels, I guess. And on White, you play the good side. So they're two separate games, two completely different stories. Like there's not one mission that's the same, but it's the same battles just seen from different sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the objectives are different. All the maps are flipped. So it's pretty cool. And
I mean, it's like
go on.
Sorry, go on, because you're gonna say it.
I was just saying, if you buy one, you can buy the second half of the game, the second story for $20. So that would make the whole game $60 to get both sides of it. And each campaign, they said it's going to be about 25 hours. So that's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
But go on. What were you going to say?
It seems weird. I know some people are like, I don't want to get half a game, I feel like, or whatever, but it's really...
Well, they're not making you... Like, if you just want to play the white one and be like, okay, I played the good guys and this is what happened, I'm done. You don't have to play the bad
Yeah,
side.
like that, exactly. It's not like it's an unfinished story unless if you play the other side. It's too... And it's kind of... The way I'm thinking of it is, like, some people are definitely going to buy both games, play through both of them, but it would be cool for me to be like, I would buy one of them, and then when I wanted to replay it or something, I might buy the other one. And it would feel like a new game, even though it was like the same game kind of thing. So I totally get it. It seems weird, but I think it's going to work out. I mean...
Well, there's also some cool stuff they mentioned in there that whatever side you play first, when you go back to play the second one, the troops that you used on one side will be part of the other army when you're playing the other side. So, like, if you like had this guy who's like really good, like let's say you trained an archer or whatever, and you gave him like the best equipment, then you could like be going back on the other side story, be like, damn, like that archer I made is really giving me trouble. He's really good. So
that's really cool.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, no, I do too. That's because
I mean, like I've said before, I love the Fire Emblem games. So
yeah, absolutely, and I can see
great.
that being really funny. That being like making an awesome team and then having to go against it would be so annoying.
I screwed myself.
Basically.
So it looks cool. And it's cool that we're getting so much Fire Emblem content at once. But obviously, this was not a surprise after Awakening did so well.
Oh, yeah.
It's such like a niche game too, and it's like every time someone says like, "Oh, I'm getting a 3DS," like, what should I get? Like the first thing online I always see people suggest is Fire Emblem Awakening. Like even if you're not into it, like you will get into it. So,
do you think? Before we get too off topic, or I'm going to take us off topic? I heard rumors that the only reason Fire Emblem came back is because of Super Smash, because they had those characters in the game, and it got a lot of hype for it.
Yep, I think so too, because like you got like Roy, Ike. In the newest Super Smash, you have so many characters. You have Marth. You have what's his name, Lucina. You have the main character. I forget what they call that one. But it's like the character that you create in Fire Emblem Awakening. So it's just like a Tomb Master or whatever, or a Tome Master, I guess. So there's a lot of characters now. And also, like, people started playing as like Ike in Melee. And it's like, hey, like, this guy's cool. What the hell is he from? So
Yeah, because that's exactly what happened. I played as Roy back then, and I had no idea what Fire Emblem was. And I looked it up. I was like, this sounds so cool. I want to play these games. So I assume it just got the hype train going, and they just came out with a new one, and nailed it.
They were coming out on the Game Boy Advance, but they were very small scope. You know, like, people were like, oh, like, these games are fun, but they're not great. So, anyway.
What else came out that you think worth talking about at the Direct?
Oh, okay. You got Splatoon at a new little
release date, right?
You got a release date of May 29th. It looks good. They keep on showing some cool stuff from it. They showed if you're playing, 2-player on the same room, one person plays through the gamepad, one person plays on a TV. So, like, there's, strategic to it. Looks really fun. They announced some amiibo for it, which look pretty cool. And, it's the first amiibo to come in a pack, so you can buy a pack of 3 instead of just individual.
What if they just become playing cards eventually?
Well, we're getting there because I'm about to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh,
like I said earlier, the N64 and DS games are on Wii U. The last Club Nintendo games were posted, so if you reached Gold or Elite status, you can go and redeem your free game. Mario Maker was given a date of September, which, do you know what that is, Neil? Because that's really cool.
It's, from what I recall, a long time ago, there was a way to make your own Mario levels, and it was very popular, but it never, for some reason, it didn't really, hit big.
Yes.
But people have always wanted it again, and now they're coming up with that, and they'd be able to share your levels online.
Yes.
Stuff like that, which I think is genius, because people are going to come up with crazy stuff. Whenever you let people come up with their own content, they always do absolutely insane things that you never imagined could be possible.
Yep. I know, I agree. I think it's going to be cool. They pretty much showed that you can skin your levels as, the original Mario, Mario 3, or Super Mario 3, Mario World, or the new Super Mario Brothers, so like modern Wii graphics or Wii U graphics. And you can post them online, and you can also string multiple levels together into worlds so that people can play through, like, worlds or whatever. So people are basically going to be able to create full games. And there's all the suits in there, like the Tanuki suit is in there.
That's cool.
And it's pretty much, it looks so cool. It looks so cool.
And it's the actual, dev kit too, right? Like, it's not like, it's what they use to build their own levels, isn't it?
It's pretty much that. They took that and made it, the UI is very easy to use. So you can, anything you could want to do, underwater levels, levels with the flying Tanuki suit or the flying squirrel suit. So, and the cape from Mario 3. So it'll be cool to see what people come up with, and pretty much make new Mario games every day, because people are going to make 8 worlds and then string them together. So that's pretty cool. Then they just showed some other trailers of Yoshi's Woolly World. Looks like Shin Megami Tensei, that crossover game. For the Wii U, they just showed it. They didn't say anything about it. There was no new game announcements, which was kind of disappointing. It was all updates on things that we have heard about. And that's about it. They did show that Animal Crossing is getting a spin-off, so I guess that kind of counts as a new game, but not really. It's like a $10 spin-off about decorating houses, which brings me to the cards. You very much collect packs of cards instead of amiibo that are the villagers of Animal Crossing.
Oh, God.
So, that's your Nintendo Direct news.
Yay!
Yeah, we got through that. That was, I mean, it's every time one comes out, it's a huge news dump, so you have to cut.
Pretty much.
Anyway, what do you want to go for first, Neil? I'll give you some options here. You can go Pac-Man, Precision Home, Quantum Break, or Bloodborne.
Why don't we go Pac-Man because I'm pretty sure most people know about this. And I don't know, did you do this at all?
I did it. I did it at work for a
I
little bit.
I did too. So for people who don't know, for April Fools on Google Maps there was a Pac-Man button, and almost all the roads, I'm pretty sure almost all of them worked. You hit the button and you get to play Pac-Man on the streets, which I chose Manhattan, so it'd be a nice grid system.
On the streets.
It's real.
You gotta be hard. I was hard.
So I played it. I played it in Manhattan because it was just like a grid system. I just wanted to see how it worked, and it was really cool. But it would be fun playing in like random spots. Like, what did you play, Steve? I want to know what you played.
I played by my apartment in Philadelphia.
Okay.
By the way, everyone, I live in Philadelphia.
Small little town.
Yeah, small town. But I know that you could go to like the help section, and they would like give you suggestions of cool places to play on the map. So,
I love Google. They're awesome.
That's cool. So that was a little fun thing. Not really like an April Fool's joke though.
But it's just like I like stuff like that. Like I think like something that was really dumb was IGN. Sometimes they have a good one, like the Zelda one really got me back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But they tried to say there was a crossover between Fast and Furious and Back to the Future, which no one really believed.
No, never.
But they just like, it was funny because it was, I don't remember the exact time, but let's say it was like 2 p.m. I had all the people I follow on Twitter, like all 8 people who worked at IGN, all tweeted like the same thing. And I was like, okay, well, clearly this is false. Yeah. So you just ruined your own thing. So I kind of like when it's like, it's not trickery, it's not trying to push something stupid. It's like, hey, look, we did this fun thing that's not even a prank, but it's just fun to do because it's making fun of whatever. Yep. So I liked it. I thought it entertained me at work for a little bit.
It did. I guess next we'll talk about just the fact that the Xbox One exclusive Quantum Break was delayed to 2016. So just a little update for everyone.
Yeah. It's a game that like it's the people who did it are Remedy Entertainment who are doing it, and they do Max Payne and Alan Wake. And I know you don't like Alan Wake, but it was a popular game for people.
The game sucks.
So people are looking forward to this one, and we don't know much about it, but it's basically some time experiment went wrong, and you have like the power to stop time, and you have to like fix the space continuum or something. Who knows? It looks interesting, but it's Xbox One, so that kind of sucks.
Because we can't play it.
But it will probably come to PC eventually.
True. So we can play it with really bad graphics. And, all right, Neil. Can we have a moment of silence?
Moment of silence for this.
PlayStation Home is shutting down.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
I've played PlayStation Home, I think, a total of 3 times.
I have a great PlayStation Home story.
I want to hear your story, Steve.
I have, like, 2 great PlayStation Home stories.
I want to hear your story, Steve.
So, PlayStation Home. I got my PS3, right, in December of 2006? What do they call it? 6 or 7? 6.
6? Yeah. I want to say 6.
Because we were freshmen in high school, which would make it 6th, yeah, because graduated in 10.
Engineer.
Yeah. All right. So I get my PlayStation, and I become a huge frequenter of the PlayStation official forums. There's a lot of talk about Home. So I'm like, I gotta get in the Home beta. This sounds so cool. I was telling all my friends about it. I was like, listen, this is like what sets the PS3 apart from the 360 is Home. Like you hang out there and you're like, hey, like you want to play MotorStorm, and like you just like go straight into MotorStorm, and like you come out, you're like back in Home. You can like talk to everyone, and like it's so cool. So the day of reckoning comes. I check like literally every hour if I got the invite. So then, because no one knew when the invites were going out. And it was based on your forum activity that they were doing it. So the day comes and the post comes up, hey, like invites going out. So everyone's like, oh, I haven't got mine yet. Like, oh, they're going out in waves. So I got an invite, Neil. I got an invite to PlayStation Home.
Oh, baby.
I put in my code and I download it. And then I go into Home for the first time. It was the worst thing ever. It was so bad.
It's just
Like,
load times on load times and nothing
yeah,
to do.
load times, and like I spent like an hour and a half there. I'm like, it's boring. Like, there's nothing to do.
That's
And
that is.
then,
All right, go on.
so like I gave it like a month, and I like came back after a month. I was like, all right, like maybe they've like added new stuff. Like I heard like they added like an arcade. It's like I could like play pool. And then like I went in, I played pool. I'm like, fucking sucks. So I was like really disappointed. But the second part of the story, which I called story number 2, but it's really just saying it's sort of the same story, is that like first thing I did when I get in there is I made a club, because you could like be like the commissioner of a club. I made a club called the official Major League Baseball club, and like every now and then I still get a message that someone would like to join. So like I haven't been on home in years, so like I'm sure there's like a waiting list of like 40 or 50 people who are
Oh
wanting
my
to join the
god.
club. So yeah, that was my home experience. It was lame. Did you ever use it?
Yeah, I mine was similar. So when I got the PS3, I got it a little late. I think I got it in 2008,
Yeah.
and it came with like a disc, and the disc was like, here's all the cool things you can do on it. And one of them was PlayStation Home, and it looked incredible. It was like
Mm-hmm.
you get to, like you're saying, you get to walk around with people. You can be like, hey man, you want to go play this game? Yeah, let's go play this game. And you go and jump in a game. It had like you'd walk around a little town square, and it had billboards playing real movies. I remember one time that stupid movie 2012 with John
Mm-hmm.
Cusack about the end of the world. That was plastered all over it, and it was playing the trailer. You could just sit there and watch the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the dumbest thing is like you would be in your house and you could pay real money to get furniture. Like I think they thought this was going to be like people going to be spending a ton of money making their little virtual home, and it was like insane prices too. It was like $5 or $10 for like a couch. Like it wasn't like 50 cents or
It was
something.
ridiculous.
It was a lot of money, but and like home shutting down. It's amazing that it lasted this long.
It is. It really is when you think about it. That game is. It wasn't even a game. Like whatever that was good.
That social experiment.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but it was. There's a video, and it's the last few seconds of PlayStation Home, and it's actually like really sad. There's like these 3 people like
Yeah.
sitting together. Have you watched it? And they're just like,
I
"Goodbye,
know.
I'll see you later."
I've seen similar things of like shutdowns of MMOs, and like
Yeah,
people get like they always like band together and get like really upset about it. So
yeah, but it's just like, and it's. I mean, clearly, I'm sure they, they're Facebook friends or whatever. I'm sure they're still in touch, but it was just like they were
no,
so dramatic. They're like, "Oh,
no, home is their Facebook. Neil.
home." They got nothing else. It was just funny
Mm.
how they were like, it was
I
fun.
agree.
We had a good
I
time.
agree.
Goodbye.
Oh,
And then it like
at
shuts down. But yeah,
that point, just lying.
I don't know. Some people were really into it. I don't know why, but
Why?
they
Like,
were.
spend your time better.
They would just sit there and talk with people. Is the way they talked with people. I don't get it. I don't know why, but it's what they did.
It's ridiculous.
Couldn't even have sex on it.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Um,
this last one,
well,
Steve. I want to tell you
yeah,
about it because we've been playing
please do.
Bloodborne.
We have,
It's very hard. Would
and
you say
occasionally we've been spelling it with a U.
that? Bloodborne's very hard. This guy,
Tell you what else is hard, Neil.
whose name
Life.
his name, I was going to do my best to get past that. I still laughed. Is Boy vs. Video Game, in almost all caps, is known for soloing the entire Dragon Age Inquisition on Nightmare mode, which is insane because you have parties and you play on easy or whatever. And then he has also beat Dying Light without ever using a weapon, has now beat Bloodborne without leveling and without using a gun. And not only that, but he also chose the class Waste of Skin, which is like the weakest class there is.
Why?
This
How?
guy's insane.
First question is how?
How?
Because that game is so hard.
And
Second
like
question is why?
that's I don't even know if it like I think I want to say it took him that long, but what if he didn't? What if he did it like in just a normal like 50 hours? Like if the game takes like 30 or 40 hours to beat and he just took it.
No, it probably took him forever.
It had to. But the game hasn't been out that long. I guess if he doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, let's be honest, Neil. If he's doing this, he's dumb.
But I like the fact. The reason why I like it is because Bloodborne is the kind of game that's so skill based that you can
Mm-hmm.
do something like this. Like you don't have to be a certain level to take on a certain boss. If you're good enough, you can do it
Yeah,
being under leveled.
that's true. That
I
is a
like
good
that.
point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, so like that's why I think it's cool.
Now that you mention it.
So I think he went a little crazy with it, but I like that Bloodborne you can do that basically.
Yeah, that is cool. Um, so like props to this guy, but at the same time, do something productive. Like, come on. Why are there so many of these people? Why, Neil? Tell me why.
I don't know, they're just like too good at video games, I guess. What else do you do besides make videos and put them on and get them on Kotaku?
I guess that's true. All right. Well, that's the news. Thanks, Core Gamer, for your inputs and your wisdom. So, Neil, I know what you've been playing because I know you. And, not like what the people think. We don't just show up to the podcast having never talked. We talk throughout the week every now and then.
Usually inappropriate conversations
Yeah.
about our love life.
Although you didn't know that I went on a date this Saturday.
I
But,
didn't know that, and I want to hear all about that.
Right
you can
now?
talk about on the podcast if you want. This Steve's dating hour.
Well, all right. So
gotta call her in for love advice.
This is Neil's deal and Steve's deal. No, I mean I went out to coffee with her on Saturday, and
You don't actually.
it was a good time. It was a fun time.
Did you play Bloodborne?
We did not. The Starbucks' PS4 was not working.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, so it was a shame, but we hit it off. It was a good time.
So what I've been playing, which I think we'll talk about.
What's that, Neil? No, we didn't make out. Like, why would you ask that?
I feel like we're gonna talk about Bloodborne in a second.
Yeah, so just get Battlefield Hardline out of the way.
Don't spoil it.
Spoiler alert, Neil plays shitty games.
You like this game. So I've been trying to get Steve to play a Battlefield game forever, and he won't do it. He played the beta for Hardline, and he really liked it because it's totally different than Battlefield.
Yeah, because I hate Battlefield.
I've been playing it. I really, really like it. It's great with Spotify. I'm doing my two favorite modes right now are Hot Wire, which is the car one where you have to drive a car really fast constantly. That's some awesome.
Speaking of driving cars fast, when I picked the girl up, she mentioned that she liked my car. So yeah. Anyway, go on, Neil. Battlefield Hardline.
So it's a lot of fun.
He plays a cop in this game, right?
Cop and crook.
Well, speaking of cops, we passed the cop in my fast car, and she mentioned don't get pulled over. Anyway,
it's probably true, isn't it?
That actually was true. Yeah. So Battlefield
Hardline.
Yeah.
It feels different than Battlefield. Like it really does. I think it's easier to kill people, like a lot easier. I've noticed. Mm-hmm. Not to like the Call of Duty point where it takes a bullet and a half to put someone down, but it's still. Not nearly as hard.
Half a bullet.
Half a bullet, just half a bullet. And I've been doing Hot Wire a lot, which is just a lot of high-speed chases, which is really, really fun. And then the other mode, which we didn't get to play in the beta, it's not Heist. I forgot what its name is, but it's basically there's a pile of cash in the middle of the map, and both teams have their own vaults, and you have to run to the pile of cash, and you have to like sit there as you like put it in your bag, so it takes a couple seconds, and you can decide how much you want to take at a time. So you can like stand there for like 2 seconds and get a little cash, or stand there for like 10 seconds and get a lot, and then you have to run it back to your vault. So it's like this pandemonium and chaos just in the center as everyone is just trying to get to this bag of cash. Mm-hmm. But then if you die, it spills all over the ground, so people run over and try to pick up your cash. Okay. And then you can steal the money from their vault as well. So you have to protect your own vault as you're trying to raid there. So it's this really cool tug-of-war kind of game. And like it's got that fun capture the flag vibe where like you steal the cash, someone pulls up in a car, you hop in the car. Yeah, like it's I didn't know about that mode. And so I'm going back and forth between that and Hot Wire, and then Conquest, which is still 32 on 32 battles, which is huge and a lot of fun.
That sounds good.
I'll
just get I've been playing MLB 15 the show, doing my road to the show characters, and it's good. it's the load times in that game are fantastic, which makes it perfect because like in Road to the Show you're constantly going in and out of games. But
were the load times bad in MLB 14?
they weren't bad, but they were like 45 seconds.
Like noticeable.
They're noticeable, and like the fact that you're playing like when I play Road to the Show, I'm probably playing 30 games in a session. Like I try to do like a month each time I sit down and play. That only takes you about an hour and a half.
Okay.
The load times were about 45 seconds last year. They're about 15 to 20, so it's great. That's a
huge difference.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Because like the load times could be unbearable before, but they're really good, and that just adds another layer of polish to an already pretty polished game after all these years. So that's been enjoyable.
Any other noticeable difference between 15 and 14 that you'd be like? Yeah, if you have 14, do you recommend people get 15?
I mentioned that last week when it was coming out, that they added the licensed equipment and like how they were putting that into the Road to the Show mode, like kind of like how NHL used it, where you can like use those to get stat boosts, which is new. So that's always fun. There's a new pitching interface, which is really intuitive. And I would recommend it over 15 just based on the fact that like 14 was like they're feeling out the PS4. It was kind of like rough in a couple spots. 15 is just an overall much better playing experience overall. And they like fixed the hitting. 14's hitting was really hard. A lot of games would like end in like let's say like 2-0 or 2-1. But the hitting has become significantly more user friendly. So, I played a couple of games online and they ended 7-6 and like 10-4 or something. So there's more offense. So, which obviously leads to more fun.
Yeah, more offense, more fun.
I suggest it if you do.
Cool.
But we're here to play about Bloodborne.
Here to play about Bloodborne. Absolutely.
We're here to play about Bloodborne. By play, I mean speak.
And then go play.
Actually, yes, that's my plan. It's fun.
It's hard.
It's hard, yes. I got Bloodborne the day after it came out.
Oh, you're about to talk some trash.
No, I was just saying. Like I got that the day after it came out, and then like I didn't know if I would really like it, but everyone was talking about it, how good it was, and how it's like the most accessible kind of game, that kind of game yet. So I got it, and I was really enjoying it, and I wanted to show Neil it, so I played with Neil on the PS4. Obviously, because that's the only place you can play it. And he watched me beat the Cleric Beast. And he said, like, yeah, it looks really cool. So then I think you started doing your research to decide if you wanted to get it, right?
Pretty much. I started reading a lot of articles about it.
And then based on, watching me play it kind of piqued your interest. And you're really liking it, right?
I really am. I didn't think I would like it this much. But
me either. It's the first game in a long time. I think we both said the same thing, that when we're not playing about it, we're thinking about it a lot. Yeah. Being like, I want to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think I texted that to you. I go, Steve, I can't. Yeah. I don't think a game has hooked me like this in a long time.
Yeah. It's fun, and like, I think that everything everyone says about the fact that, like, it's hard, but like why you died. Like very rarely is it cheap. Like sometimes the camera screws up, or sometimes something happens. But if you die, you're like, well, like maybe I got over aggressive or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm enjoying it, and I think that we played a little co-op, which is kind of a rough experience, but it was still a good time once we got into it. So
yeah, we did. We wanted to do. So I beat the Cleric Beast on my third try, I'd like to say. And
after watching me do it.
That was so intense watching you do it. It really was. What me and Steve like to do is we like to just do party chat while we're both playing. Because it's so terrifying, it really helps to have somebody just like playing with you.
Just someone there to just, be able to complain to.
Yeah, that too. And just like, a lot of times we're not really talking, we're just both yelling at our own game.
Oh, fuck that.
So, what was the guy's name? Father
Gascaleone, I believe it is.
Yeah, so he was another boss, and like, I only fought him twice, and I am down halfway, a little lower both times, and then he killed me. So we just want to try out co-op. So we did. So Steve hopped in my game, and we did it, and we absolutely crushed the guy.
Yeah, we did.
Like it wasn't even.
I had beaten him before, so like I kind of knew like what his deal was, and we kind of like I kind of aggroed him. Is that what we did? Right? Like I kind of
Yeah.
I kind of like took his attention and started just dodging his attacks while you attacked him from behind, which was like a really rewarding and fun because the game is so high stress or whatever, and we kind of just got through it without any worries at all. You know?
Yeah, we were. It was one of those. If anyone has ever seen me and Steve play a game, very rarely, about 5% of the time,
we get serious.
We get serious, and we're actually very good with communication and actually playing the game.
Yeah.
And this was one of those moments when it was like, oh, he's not in this phase. Steve was like, if you see his axe swing to the right, he's going to shoot his gun next. Like there was all these like it was actually really fun communication, good teamwork to take this guy down.
Actually, it was funny because like I knew his patterns. I knew like if he swings down, he swings sideways and then he doesn't shoot his gun. But if he starts with a sideways swing and then he swings down, he's going to shoot after that. And I knew that, but like I only told you that in the middle of it. I forgot to mention that before we went in. So you're like, I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I know his patterns of when he shoots his gun. You're like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, because it was like it's really cool. That's also what I like about Bloodborne is that there's so much strategy behind the game.
Yeah.
Like before any boss, you go in there and you get tips. Like I just came up across a new boss, knew nothing about him. I walked in, I knew I was going to lose my blood echoes, which is your experience you get, and then if you die, you lose it all. Unless if you can get back to it in your second life, you get one chance. Mm-hmm. So I knew I was going to lose it. I didn't care because I just wanted to see the boss. And I think for a good, maybe even a whole minute, I didn't even attack him once. I just dodged and I just watched what he was doing. You just want
to see what he does.
Yeah, and then eventually, I started attacking him. I was getting him down, and I was just trying to I knew he was going to have phases, and I was just trying to get him to his next phase to see what he was going to do next. Mm-hmm. And then the second time when I went down, I just went all out, and I just wanted to test how far I could get him down. And I kept testing the boss. I never once actually really tried to beat him, which is important because, as you know, if you use your items and then die, you lose your items.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. So I wasn't using any of my items. I was just expecting to die. And then so I would save them for the time that I really wanted to beat him.
Yeah, you gave a trial run just to see what he's showing, and then you were gonna hop in and do it for real. So
yeah, pretty much. I just haven't done that. Which he's not tough. He's one of those cheap things where there's a lot going on you have to be mindful of. But I'm hopeful. I got the shortcut to it, so I don't even have to fight a single person. I just know how to run past them, get there in 15 seconds.
I'm hoping after we're done for me to get to that point. So
it's where you got before. First off, I won't talk about too much because no one wants to hear about me giving you directions.
Yeah.
But basically, where you got before,
where the hunter is, you're saying.
But you don't go to the hunter. You go to the left instead.
Oh yeah. Okay, down the stairs.
Yeah, and then that will take you, and then inside that is a hole that takes a while, just luring people. But then you're out on the streets, and it leads you right there.
Okay. Yeah,
so you're pretty much there. It's terrifying.
My plan tonight was to go past the hunter and see what's that way instead of trying to fight him because he's so difficult.
Yeah,
so.
I would absolutely do that. And then I think there's even a faster shortcut that I might be able to show you that will get you there, skipping stuff. But I think you should fight the people and maybe level up.
Yeah, I'm gonna level a little bit.
Because I was also 10 levels higher when I fought that guy. With all my weapons and stuff leveled up as well.
Yeah, you seem to have passed me.
Yeah, but again,
I didn't play this weekend. So.
As this one guy proves, you can
That's
be level 0 or whatever.
It comes down to skill. So.
It's all about the skill, but overall, we are absolutely loving Bloodborne.
We are. It's a fun game, and
it's tough. It's frustrating, but it's not impossible. No. I wouldn't some people oh, I can't do it. Some guy wrote an article saying it took him over 12 hours to beat the cleric beast. He just couldn't do it.
It took me probably 5 or 6.
And that's the case sometimes. Some people, it's not the game for them, but for other people, I don't know. We seem to be doing better now that we're getting past it.
I think it plays well enough too, where it's enjoyable to play, and it makes you want to come back. So,
yeah, totally.
It's fun. That's what the Koalafied Gamer guys give it. Rating 0 to 10. It's
fun.
All right. Do you want to throw a little boogie in this tissue and throw it out.
God, during your pause, I'm like, I can't wait to see what he's about to come up with.
That was terrible. I mean, you're sick, so it's.
Well, we could just go like, are you ready to pop that shoulder back in and get back to life?
Yeah, well, they did locate your shoulder.
They located.
Is it your right arm or your left arm?
No, it's my left arm. Small
Oh,
miracles.
nice. You're a righty, right?
I am. I also can eat carrots and not die.
That's true. Nice. I just want to know how it wasn't affecting your life too badly.
No,
but
not the important parts.
not the important parts. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. What if we just locked off?
Thanks, guys. See you later.
No, we're not so kind. Basically, we're gonna plug some stuff. So hop on.
Get ready for the hype train.
Twitch.tv/Qualified Gamer Guys. Follow us there. Subscribe to us, whatever it means. We will stream stuff, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But
you look forward to Tower of God or Tower of Guns or Guns of
God.
Towers or whatever.
By the way, everyone, we're recording this on Easter.
Yeah, dude, that's
Neil.
so random.
Neil, what's your favorite Easter egg in the game?
Oh, you know what it is, Steve? As we're in our closing segment here, I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one because I discovered it myself.
Okay.
I actually found it myself, even though I know it's like a popular one now.
Okay.
In Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, when you first meet Princess Zelda, if you look out the window, she's like in a room with windows. You're supposed to look out and see Ganondorf, and he's like pledging to the king or whatever.
Yeah.
If you look out the other window, you can see Mario and Luigi in the stained glass window.
Really?
That's cool. I thought that was really cool, and like I discovered that myself, and I was like, oh my god, look, Mario's in a Zelda game. Like I didn't know what Easter eggs were. I had no idea. So I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and I was like showing people. I'd be like, hey, look, it's Mario. And my mom would be like, I don't know what you're showing me at all. I'm like, no, look, it's Mario in a Zelda game. It's like, I don't care. So that was really cool for me, and that's always my favorite one. What about you?
In Ratchet and Clank, I think it started in the second one. This is a reoccurring one. They have something called the Insomniac Museum. So pretty much how this works is it's the second one that it starts. So in Ratchet and Clank Going Commando and everyone after that, you have to go to Metropolis because there's always a Metropolis level. And I think you either can do it at this time or you set your clock to this. But between 1 and 2, when you go to the main tower in Metropolis, a transporter shows up. And when you go into the transporter, you go to the Insomniac Museum. And Insomniac's the developer that made Ratchet. So you go in, and it's just full of all these like sound clips from the developers and like these models, and they're like, hey, like this almost made it into the game. They're like, here's what we almost made the enemies, and you can like listen to them talk about it, or they'll have like a couple like guns that didn't make it that you could get and like try out or whatever. Or like, so it's basically like, a museum. It looks like a museum that you walk through, and you could spend like probably 2 hours there just like looking around and seeing like the stuff that they almost put into the game, like little secrets that they're telling you to look for in the game. You could like bring back special guns into the game, and then when you load it up, they're gone. Or like, you could like get some insight into the next game. So I think that's a really cool idea that, they didn't tell anyone about it. Someone found it on their own. And they've had it in every Ratchet and Clank since. So it's kind of a cool way to show your behind the scenes by making an Easter egg. So
yeah, that's really cool to me. I like that it's an Easter egg that's not just random or whatever.
No, it's like there's stuff behind it. So
yeah, like because there's like a Halo one where like there's just these chimp people.
Yeah,
that is like it makes no sense or whatever. But like that's really cool because you'll go there and like spend time, and you might like leave it and you go back later and like listen to this stuff and learn. That's really, really cool, I think. I didn't know that at all. That's awesome.
Smart enough to like change our clock. We like had a sleepover specifically to go into the Insomniac Museum because we loved it so much. Like we love Ratchet and Clank so much. So
you didn't just change the clock in the...
No, we forgot. We were young. We were like 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
Change the clock. Anyway, so yeah, we're actually gonna wrap this up now. So yeah, twitch.tv/Qualified Gamer Guys. Check us out there. Twitter. Our Twitter is Qualified GGS. You can follow us there. We have funny tweets, serious tweets, semi-serious tweets, semi-funny tweets.
Very rarely is it a serious tweet.
Very rarely is it serious. Your YouTube. You're here. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Mash the subscribe button, guys.
Yeah, Matt, just break that like button
just
for
break
us,
that like
guys.
button. Share us around. Share the link with some people. Spread us. If you like us, spread us like cream cheese. I knew you'd like that. If you like our intro song, head over to soundcloud.com/gearheadedm. You can hit us up on Gmail at qualifiedgamerguys@gmail.com. Send us a question, send us a comment, constructive feedback, deconstructive feedback, reconstructive feedback. Anything you want, we'll read it on air, we'll talk about it, we'll talk to you. Final, just shout out thanks Core Gamer for your information, and we really appreciate what you do, and we look forward to a healthy and happy partnership with you. Do you have anything else, Neil?
No. I really do suggest Core Gamer though. I use it not just for this, but I like every morning.
Yeah.
I like going in and just looking at it.
Yeah, and you can waste time at work.
Any way to waste time at work is a good way to waste time.
All right. I'm actually surprised you had something, because normally I'll say, have anything, Neil? And you say no. And
from now on, I'm always going to have something. It's going to be something completely random that you'll never know.
Waste my time. We're sorry we didn't give you a Neil's Deal and a Steve's Deal this week. We kind of had to rush this together on Sunday here instead of Monday, which was all my fault.
Because Steve wants to rather do this on Easter instead of the NCAA championship, which is
so that I can watch some sports.
Zombie Jesus Day.
Zombie Jesus Day. Anyway, thanks for joining us. You can check it out next week, and we'll have episode 12 with a special guest is going to be on episode 12. I haven't told Neil yet, but a special guest is going to be.
Oh, great.
So, all right, guys, thanks for listening, and we're out of here.